So many times I hear so many students say, I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. That seems to be the running artistic joke, but good thing I'm going to show you how to draw a straight line without a ruler. But I want to show you something that you can do already, are rough lines. Now, that may not seem like much, and you might be thinking to yourself, why would I want to draw a rough line? Why indeed would you want to draw a rough line? If you really look at it, rough lines can do a lot. If you were going to draw a mountainside, we were going to draw some scenery here. Let's say I got something off in the distance here. You see I'm drawing rough lines. So if I did that, now that's a very simplified version of a mountain. But if I did this, and I told you it was a mountain, you would look at it and probably say, that looks more like a pyramid. But with rough lines, you do a lot with rough lines. A lot of your texturing can be done with rough lines. We can take this very simple square, and messed up a little bit right there, but that's okay. And maybe I want to draw some cracks in it. All of a sudden, this really simple little square has a bunch of interest to it. And so now maybe I want to emphasize this little line right here. All of a sudden, we got ourselves a crack with a hole in it. Let's even say that when I erase that, and I want this to be a little bit rougher. So I didn't like that. So that's just with a rough line. And by the way, maybe that's not straight. Something very simple. And if I wanted to, I could take another rough line there, maybe one there, underneath there. Perspective isn't perfect on this, but that's okay. Maybe I want to kind of erase that a little bit and make that corner so harsh. So now I got some kind of exposed stone here. All this is done with rough lines. Let's go ahead and zoom out here a little bit. So you see now we got ourselves a little stone. I know it's levitating in the middle of, of the page, but the point of that is that you can do a lot with rough lines. So what I want you to do, let's go ahead and just add a little bit of shadow underneath here. You're going to learn how to do this. And by the way, I was going to do this course in Sketchbook Pro because that's usually my weapon of choice. But then an update happened to Clip Studio Paint that made the pencil tool way more effective. And also I have a slight digital upgrade, even though this is obviously a much more of a traditional course that you don't need any digital tools at all. But this update within Clip Studio Paint made this a lot more like drawing on paper. And I just kind of came across it by accident when I just pulled up Manga Studio debut because I can do this. And I'm just lightly going over here. And they changed the pressure sensitivity for people that work with tablets. And so this gets me a lot closer. And I'm very happy that this happened because this is a lot closer to me drawing on paper. So just to let you know, I'm not going to be using any digital aspect of things. The only thing you'll see me do in this course is click here because that's eraser mode. And I'm just going to erase. As you can see, I'm erasing. I'll click back. And just to give you a heads up, probably the only time that I will use any sort of layer representation is because way in the almost last section or the last part of the course, when I show you how to ink, the whole reason for drawing with ink is to erase the pencil underneath. So quite naturally, I'll be doing that. And that's the only thing that that's meant to represent. So you won't see me use any digital tools as they are normally used. You will just see me use this simple pencil and the canvas, which is meant to represent paper. So I just want to make you aware of that. And for your homework, you may not think that this is going to be, you may not think this is difficult, but for your homework, what I want you to do is just practice deliberately drawing crooked lines. And there's no wrong answer to this. There is, and I want you to draw them from all directions. How many of them should you draw? I would say draw 50. I'm going to start you guys out slow. 50 lines is not really a lot because that's all you're doing. And by the way, these beginning pieces of homework that I'm going to give you, my beginning assignments, they are not meant to frustrate you, and they are not meant to, I don't want you to make a big production out of this rough line thing. I just want you to do this. As a matter of fact, if you're on the phone or whatever, and you got a napkin there, I don't care what you have to draw on. Even if it's a pen and you just got it there, when you're just doodling, I just want you to deliberately doodle these. So what I want to see, or what I want you to do, is draw them straight across. So do 50 of each straight across. I want you to go up and down. And I want you to go diagonal this way, 50 of those. So I guess you're doing more than 50. 50 of those, and separate them out. And there's no wrong way to do that, because I want to show you that something that everybody can do can be very powerful. All right, I'm going to see you in the next lesson.